So hello again. I'm doing 2 posts today and it's because I wanted to get into a little bit of the process that I said I would share. So just quick introduction. I'm Ray. I talk about spiritual path of remembering the truth of who you are, and I'm just sharing my experience in a way that I hope will help you understand your path, and I invite you to take what resonates. And as I will emphasize now, for me, spirituality is about discovering your unique path, your life experience, and what it's showing you, what it's teaching you, so that you can expand into more of who you are and discover your authentic expression, as I like to call it. That is what spirituality is for me. And yeah, I'd like to talk about a little bit more about my process. I've mentioned quite a few times now the importance of presence. That's not a new one in spirituality. Of connection, of consistency, and our human capacity to feel everything, and how important it is when we're engaging with life, when meeting ourselves in each moment, how important it is to feel, and perhaps to sit with the things that we don't like to feel, the discomfort. Okay, I have found that to be essential on my own path of spiritual awakening. And in that way, as I embrace everything, let go of the need to resist, to reject, and I'm sitting with everything with curiosity, those have been the most powerful moments of discovery for me personally. And so the process that I have developed intuitively started in meditation and with the practice of mindfulness. And again, it was in a moment when I was suffering and struggling quite a bit. And I sat in meditation, and already I was aware of a new layer of consciousness opening up, and I hadn't expected that. But what I understood quite quickly was that to be there in presence is one thing, but to understand the importance of connection took things to a much deeper level, and was really, really powerful in terms of healing, physically, mentally, and emotionally, and how everything is connected. And I understood that through a deeper connection physically in my body. So presence for me isn't just being present and focusing the mind and observing, although that is very, very much part of the process. It is being very present in the body, and in that way being present in a way that is a full body experience. It is your full presence in the present moment, and your ability to observe what you're feeling in the body. I started to do this intuitively and connecting in the body, and started to understand quite quickly that my body was showing me where to focus my attention. Okay, and I understood quite quickly. I say quite quickly, it feels like that now because it's something I do naturally. But by listening to my body and understanding what it was trying to communicate, and the body is communicating all the time, and that by being present, I was responding, I was engaging in a conversation with my body through consciousness, through my presence. Okay? And I started to understand that rather than trying to work out the answer to whatever difficulty, whatever question, whatever confusion was arising at the level of the mind, the answer was to be found through that connection in the body and what I was feeling. And through focusing the mind and being present in the body, Thoughts still come and go, but there was less need to attach to the thoughts or to try and find the answer at the level of the mind. And it became clear to me along the path, the course of 10 years, that the mind is a limited space. It is a space where you are constantly being taken into beliefs and what you think you know, the experiences that you may have had in the past, and what you're able to imagine from your human viewpoint. Okay, it's, for me, by definition, a limited reality or a limited potential. But as soon as you are connecting in the body and you're engaging in the present moment consciously, you start to access information in the subtle energy that is connecting you to a higher level of consciousness, or a level of consciousness that you're not going to access through the mind. Okay? And for me, it was by tuning into and feeling, becoming aware of all the subtle sensations that are happening in the body all the time. And sometimes they're not so subtle. Sometimes the sensations are pain or discomfort or tension. Okay? And it was in this way that I started to connect with and understand energy, subtle energy, through the sensations that the body was showing me, communicating. The body communicates in feeling, in sensation, in subtle energy. And all energy contains information. And as soon as we try and work it out with the mind, we're bringing that limited idea of what we think it might be all about. You know, I'm sitting here at the moment and I've got a frozen shoulder. It's really uncomfortable. I can't actually lift my arm more than that at the moment. Now, I did some exercise, and so the rational mind will say, well, you did some exercise and that's the result. You forced something or whatever. But I know that if I connect and I'm present in my body and I'm bringing my awareness to this, my body is showing me very forcefully at the moment, I'm going to access a different level of information, a deeper level of information, hidden in another layer of consciousness. And through that presence, and again, I've said this in previous posts, your presence is powerful. And it's even more powerful when you're not there meddling, or I should say limiting that experience, the level of mind, trying to work it out. You're there and you're connected. You're deeply present in your body and you're observing with curiosity. Okay? And you'll find that whatever your body is trying to communicate through a frozen shoulder or tension in any part of the body, or you'll see perhaps there's a block. We can work in the chakras, the energy centers. Your body's communicating all the time, and it's your ability to be present with curiosity and to connect. And through that, your body is going to show you, and through consciousness, and your body is just another form of consciousness, a denser frequency of consciousness, you're going to be able to access more information than you would ever been able to have come up with solely through the limited element of the mind, you know, your ability to think rationally or otherwise. Okay? And of course, with the mind, we're also bringing in beliefs, things like, well, it runs in the family, or, you know, whatever. It can be a lot more subtle than that, and a lot more unconscious in your belief, what the beliefs that you're carrying. So our ability to be present and connect and to feel is going to give us so much more access to information that is in the subtle energy, that is in consciousness. Okay? I've also said this in previous posts. In order to learn to communicate effectively with your body, to be in that receiver state, present and receiving, curious, to learn to communicate in that way, requires consistency. Okay, it's that the will or the intention to consistently show up for yourself and to engage and to connect and to be present in your body, not just at the level of the mind, not just at the level of thought. It's that presence and being able to sit there and to cultivate enough stillness so that you're able to connect with all this information that the body is so ready to give you. Now it brings me to a reason why we don't do that so readily. One, we're not in the habit perhaps of doing it. Two, sometimes it is deeply uncomfortable and we tend to avoid what is uncomfortable, and that's okay. But know that our capacity to feel and perhaps the avoidance of what is uncomfortable means that we're limiting our ability to access deeper and deeper levels of consciousness, of information. There is so much potential in that space, and it is limitless. You know, I've found that I've learned to self-heal as I've engaged with the subtle energies. I've found the answer. It comes in aha moments perhaps, or your body will show you, yeah? And it could be through where we're holding tension, for example, or it could be in that practice of connecting this way that you naturally heighten your intuition, your intuitive ability to know, your claircognizance. This is the spiritual gifts that tend to come with that connection. Okay, so there you go, little introduction into the process and how important it is to be present, to cultivate presence, connection in that full body presence. I'll leave you with a little tip if this is new to you, that when we connect in that way, and we can do it in a seated meditation, or however you meditate, lying down, I do that too, but it's also just being present in life. Okay, and this is, the more you connect, the more you can do this at any moment, you know, and you're aware, you're present, but in the body, not just observing. You're observing what's happening around you perhaps, but you're also got your inner eye. What am I feeling? Because your body is going to be showing you how you're reacting to certain things. It's going to show you intuitively what you feel, and that's where you start to learn to trust and all the nuance within that. Okay, so did I tell you what to do, or what no, it was that, yeah, sorry, come back to what I wanted to show you. If you're used to observing but wonder what it is to be in that full body presence, it's like you've got your focus of attention up here, eyes open or closed, it doesn't matter, and you're dropping your awareness, okay? You can bring your focus of attention to anywhere in your body, to anything at any time. And to be in your body, you're dropping into your body, okay? So you're still present, you're aware of your thoughts, but you're aware now of what you're feeling, okay? You're picking up, you're starting to connect with all that subtle energy and all the information that energy contains at the subtle level, okay? I will do another post on this because I find this to be so fascinating and so helpful in so many ways. Let me know what you think. There's a little second post of the day because I felt a little bit, inspired to share that with you today. Okay, so as always, if you want to share your comments or if you have any questions, please let me know. like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to follow more, and I look forward to seeing you next time.